Okay, let's talk about crowds. Another obstacle to overcome here. People. It's going to be crowded on the trail. It's very crowded on the trail this year in terms of signups. And we are planning to go March 7th from Irwin, Tennessee. Now, that's important because it took me last year from the very start, it took me 30 days to get to Irwin. So if you consider 30 days hiking to get to Irwin, actually we're in the class of hikers that started somewhere around February 7th in terms of whether or not there's going to be a lot of people on the trail. Now, just today, I looked at the charts on AT.org, atcamp.org, and they keep registration charts for those that have registered with the Appalachian Trail Conservancy to kind of let people know when it's going to be crowded for their start dates that they'd like to select. And from February 27th, 21st, 27th, something like that, all the way to April 21st, the charts indicate the trail is full and over full. There's a red bar that goes across the charts and it cuts people off at 38. Normally in a normal year, that bar will close off at 45 or so. But this year, the shelters are closed. Everybody's going to be dispersed camping. And because of that, they want to let everybody know that maybe these aren't the best start dates for you if you wanted to go April 1st or April 15th, because that puts you in this huge bubble, which includes the entire date of March, the entire month of March, which has never been seen before. So, registrations are over max on all of those days for a huge section of time. Registrations are up at least 40% higher than ever expected. So there's going to be a lot of people on the trail. We're starting March 7th, and our hope is that we'll be mixed in with a group of folks that have started somewhere around February 7th, because it took me 30 days to get to Irwin. And if you look at the registrations for February and before, slightly after the 7th, the crowds are not bad at all. So those will be our hiking compatriots, perhaps. A lot of people have registered to go up to Harper's Ferry and do a flip-flop where they'll start there and then work north. And then when towards the end of the summer, they'll come down south to Georgia. We may encounter a secondary bubble up there, but the whole point is we're trying to stay ahead of the bubble that is including the whole month of March. And either end of that into April and February. So, shelters are closed. They want everybody to disperse camp. Privies are closed. The trail's going to be very crowded. And then added to that, even though they closed down most of the trail last year, and they certainly shut it down for thru-hikers, there was a lot of encouragement by government sources to the general public to go out and recreate outdoors. And day hikers and short section hikers taking a weekend or whatever hit the Appalachian Trail to the point where they had to close some areas because there were way too many people out there and it was just unsafe. That's an unfortunate situation, and given good weather and a big weekend, we may encounter some of that, but again, that's just an obstacle in front of us, and so we'll see how it goes. Now, I should also mention that these February 7th starts and thereabouts, all of those folks have been thumped pretty hard by a couple of very serious snowstorms. So that has set them back. It also has a tendency to eliminate some people. They'll give up the trail altogether. Now, where we're starting is 342 or 44 miles in, which statistically, better than 50% of the people that start with full intentions of through hiking quit anyway. So we won't know. What we will know is it'll be winter. I kind of had intentions to start on the 25th of March because that's when I walked off at Irwin. But I was encouraged by a fellow that's going to join me. And he wanted to start March 1st. And I said, no, that's just too much winter. So we're starting March 7th as a compromise, which works out because I know, knowing myself, by the time March rolled around, I wouldn't be able to wait to the 25th anyway. So there you have it. That's the crowd situation. I'm still, I should say this, it's not like a bad thing having people around you on the trail. I met some very, very nice people, and the company that you meet out here, because of the circumstances of everybody doing everything, like the hike, and putting up with the weather and all the challenges and the sore feet, it makes for a pretty good companionship with folks. So it's always good to meet people. And there is a trail community aspect to this that is a very positive thing. So although we're trying to avoid big crowds, we know we're going to run into people. And part of what like I said, I want to do is perhaps get a couple of interviews with some hikers as I update this vlog and maybe show you some of those interesting folks. So there you have it. That's my bit about the crowds. We'll just see what happens. And I want to close with telling you to make it a great day.